Good morning. It's Scott with Lawn Doctor. Another fall tip to consider is mulching your leaves into the soil. I do this every year, and a lot of folks do, and it's a way to bring in nutrients to the lawn without having to pay for it. I recommend that in full sun areas that you can mulch in as pretty much as many leaves as you want. This provides a little bit of nitrogen and carbon, and it's also food for microbes, for microorganisms. It also helps to break down the clay soil so there's more organic matter in there, which helps move nutrients and allows fertilizer to be more readily available for the grass. What I've observed over the years is that full sun areas can take significant amount of leaves. Make sure you got to have a mulching blade on your mower to break down the leaves, but they'll break down into very small particles. And if you water it in as well, it's great because it'll push the leaves down and it'll begin to break down and provide nutrients and also food for microorganisms, as I mentioned. Set it on the highest setting, the mower that is, and mulch away. I find that crisscrossing is a good way to do it. Depending on the volume of leaves, you first pass may not break them down, so you got to crisscross and break them down. So I would highly recommend this as a practice you do every year. But in shady areas, I will blow my leaves to sunny areas, because what happens in the shadier areas, you can do a little bit, but not as much, because the grass is not as thick, and it can, if there's too many leaves, smother some of the grass. So blow it out into the sunny areas and just mulch away. I find this to be a really good practice that helps all those things I mentioned. And a non-scientific, maybe it is scientific, observation that I have is that it helps with weed control. And let me explain why. As the particles of the leaves are broken down and they're sitting on below the grass, near the crowns of the grass, and on the soil, when sunlight comes in, if there's weed seeds in there, in some cases, the small particles of the leaves are going to block the light from getting and hitting that weed seed and allowing germination. In my backyard, where I do this predominantly, we have no weeds. Now, granted, we have seeded the lawn a few times over the years, but the lawn is very healthy. It can handle stress a little better in the summer because there's more nutrients beyond the fertilizer we're putting down. And it has helped with, I believe, weed control as well. So take that into consideration. And if you're paying someone to remove the leaves, why not consider having them just push them in the yard and then mow them into the lawn and give some free nutrients for the grass and for the microorganisms. Thanks for listening, and have a great day.